Today I'm going to show you 3 different ways to help you get up from the floor, including one way for people who can't kneel on bad knees. Watch this video carefully because if you're to fall in the future, it might just save your life. My name is Harlow and I've helped thousands of people over the age of 50 to improve their mobility and confidence, and today I'm going to be showing you how to safely get up from the floor. This video is for people between the ages of 50 and 100 years old who might have seen the other videos on YouTube about how to get up, but still can't find something that suits them. So in today's video, I've got 3 different techniques to show you, including one for people who've had a knee replacement or who can't kneel on their knees, because I know that's a big problem for many people once they're down on the floor. Now, just before I show you them, I just need to make you aware that not all of these techniques are going to be right for everyone, so do get checked out before you give them a try, and if they cause you any pain, then just avoid them. So let's look at how to get up from the floor. I'm going to show you 3 ways, and the first way is the classic way, which is very effective if you can kneel. If you can't, the one after is going to be how to do it without using your knees. So let's say you've fallen onto your side. So this is going to be our starting position on our side like this. Now, the classic way to get up would be to roll over, first of all, onto your front. So you want to be almost in like a collapsed press-up position. So let's say you've just done a maximum set of press-ups, you can't do any more, and you've collapsed, all right? That is kind of your starting point from which to push. Now what we're going to do is put your hands on the floor and walk yourself back like this, so you're into what we call a 4-point kneeling position. I'll show you that again. So you're going to start like this. The hands are going to go on the floor and you're going to push yourself back onto your knees. Now, if that feels uncomfortable for you, what you could do is bring a knee up and then come up like that. That's an alternative way to do it. Whichever way you prefer, we want to end up in this 4-point kneeling position. After that, what we're going to do, you can use a hand to bring a leg through like this. And once you're in that, you're going to use your hands to bring yourself up to a kneeling position. And then from there, you can push onto your knee and lift yourself up to standing. Okay, so kind of simple, but to do that, you have to be able to kneel and you have to be able to get your knee or your hip above 90 degrees, which not everyone can do. So I've been thinking really hard about how to get up from that position without using your knees. I'm going to show you a technique that I've come up with, which I think could be very helpful. So here's how to do it if you can't kneel. Now, this isn't ideal, but it's the best I could come up with to help you get up from the floor if you absolutely can't kneel and you can't bend your knees more than 90 degrees, which I know many people can't. So let's say you've fallen, you're on your side like this. Now, the first thing you need to do is scan your surroundings. What I want you to find is the corner of a room or a wall with something next to it. It might be another wall, it might be a door, it might be a cabinet, but we need this kind of 90-degree corner to make this work. Now, if you have that nearby, great. If you don't, your first task is to try and maneuver yourself towards that wall that you can put your hands against. So here's how it looks. You're going to maneuver yourself over towards the corner. Once you're in that position, you're going to try and get yourself sitting up against that wall here. So that would look something like this. From this position, I would try and shuffle. So I've got my back near the wall. You put a hand down here, you push up onto your elbow, and you bring yourself into sitting up against the wall like this. Now, once you're in this position, here is how we use this part of the wall to get us up without your knees. What you're going to do is bend this knee just to 90 degrees, which might be your maximum. You're going to take this hand over the top and put it up against the wall, and this arm is pushed up against that back wall there. So you're wedged here and here. Now this is the move. We're going to come up onto this foot. So we push down through the floor and lift your bottom up in the air and bring yourself into that corner. I'm going to show you that movement again. Hand on the wall, push up like this and bring your body into the corner. Looks really awkward, but what we can do here is bring this leg down and then push up like that. So you've gone from an awkward position to standing in one simple move. I'm going to show you again from the seated position. So start like this, okay? get yourself up against the wall. There's something here that you can put your hand on. Might be your bed, might be your worktop, it might be your chest of drawers or a wall. Could be anything like that that's not going to move. Bend the knee to 90 degrees. Put the hand over, wedge this shoulder into the wall, push up like that to lift your bottom, bring this leg underneath and swivel, pushing with that hand to stand. Now, I know that's far from ideal, but many people have asked me how to do this without kneeling, and this is the safest way I can come up with that requires the least amount of strength. I know it's difficult, but if you memorize it and try it, it might be the fact that this can save you if you were to fall, especially if you've had your knee done or similar. So I have one more technique to show you today, and this is for when you fall and you land on your back, which can be a tricky situation. One of my patients was in the other day. Now, this person doesn't have a huge amount of core strength. So the way you might see online, some people recommend you do a sit-up to get up from the floor. But if you've just fallen, you're a bit bruised, and you don't have that great core strength, it's going to be really tough to do. So I'm going to show you a decent way that doesn't require a huge amount of core strength. Let's say you've just fallen on your back like this, okay, and you've done a check, you make sure you're not injured and you're ready to get up. So what I would recommend you do, bend both of your knees like this, just to support your back, and then bring your legs up like this, holding behind the thigh. You can keep your head rested on the floor for the moment. And what I want you to start doing, using your hands and a little bit of strength in your upper body, I want you to start rocking to build up a little bit of momentum. And when you've got that momentum, what we're going to do is do a big push like that, which uses the momentum to flip you up into sitting. I'll show you it again. So you're going to start like this, bring your legs up, hold behind, couple of rocks, 1, 2, and then 3. And you can see I'm really not straining my core to do that. Yes, it does require a bit of mobility, but it's easier than doing a sit-up. It's almost like a cheating sit-up, but we're allowed to cheat if the main goal is to get up from the floor. Now, once you're in this position, you can go and do the classic movement to get up from the floor that I showed you first time, where you go down onto your hand, turn onto your knee, bring the other one over like this. So you're on all fours, come up like this. You can use a hand to bring you through if you want. 2 hands on your leg, push and stand. Now, if you're in this position where you've just rocked up and now you're sitting and you can't weight there on your knees, that's where you would shuffle like this and find the wall, and then repeat the technique we did first time, where you straighten this one out, bend this one to 90, reach across and put your hand on the door like that, wedge yourself into that corner, and then come up, bring this one through and stand. So those are 3 great techniques to help you get up from the floor. It might be worth practicing those at home. And if you found them useful, do leave a comment below and let us know. If you can't do it, I'd love to hear from you as well, because then I know I've still got work to do to find other ways to help people just like you. So thank you for your feedback, and I hope that helped.